Welcome back, family. It was a fabulous show earlier today. This Dr. Issa White, he spoke a lot of good facts. He spoke a lot of good things. This is going to be a short one, a bit comical, but I'm relaxing out here on the balcony and I wanted to share the view with you while I had some random thoughts that I wanted to put out there. But I wish, let me change the setting. I want you to see more of it if I can. Let me see. Got to open this up a little bit. There you go. That's a little better. That's a little better. That's what I'm seeing right now. It's actually 4:03 in the afternoon. And I know on the East Coast, it's got to be, what, 11:03, which is cool. This is a little surprise attack type show. I'll be doing a lot of these, and I told you. Also, check the shorts out that I've been doing on the YouTube page. Or if you go to LANCESCURV.com, there's a little section that has my face and it says shorts. You click that, you'll see all the latest ones that I put out there. But this is no joke. There's so many people out here who I feel have to be on some type of mental health alert after Donald Trump won the election. I mean, when you look at it and see how the media was painting Donald Trump, coming after him, I mean, as a man who's faced lots of opposition, that's something I can definitely identify with. Most people, and most men especially, face opposition, but most or many never overcome it. And it's because of that that I identify with him, plus the fact that he was raised in Jamaica Estates in Queens. And next to that is Jamaica, Queens, and next to that is Richmond Hill, by the borderline, so I consider him a neighbor. But I do understand the slight things, being from that place, the attitude, the humor. I understand it. I'm not saying that I agree with any human being out here completely, but I do understand it. But I've known that type of, may I say it, hate toward being a New Yorker. Now, I know many New Yorkers can be rude. They can be a bit pushy. I understand that. I think I'm a little more genteel in my DNA, more so than the general stereotype of a New Yorker. But you got to understand that atmosphere. You have to understand that place. No matter what your financial pedigree is, the atmosphere there, you either sink or float, or fly out of the water into the sky to victory. There's no ifs, ands, or buts with that. That's just the way it is. So that being said, many of those, and this is not an attack on an entire party, because I'm quite sure most Democrats would not get along all the way, but they had a unifying goal. Not so much that they really believed in Kamala Harris. When you really look at it, they would say so, because they had a common enemy in their mind in Donald Trump. So I've witnessed it. I've seen people unify that later on don't even talk to each other, but they unified to come against me. And I think it's so funny. They don't even speak to each other. They walk past each other like they don't even know each other. But I'm still here. Isn't that something? So you will get these types of oppositions, and you don't have to be a New Yorker to understand that. No matter where you're from, you're going to go through these things. Queen Irie, how are you? Yes, yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And Lily Fire, yes. Everything's well. See, why did so many of us get bent out of shape? You know, and for those who don't think this is a real view over the balcony, I wave my hand. Yes, it is. That is not a green screen, y'all. That's reality, and it's very beautiful. But when you look at it, how some people that believed in this Kamala Harris engineered entity designed to be the anti-Trump antidote to bringing him down, how do you feel now? Because really and truly, it was very much entertaining for me. And to be honest with you, my life hasn't changed greatly because of this, but there are policies that I'm happy about. Welcome on in, Reese. Yes, yes. We just say greetings, Lance. A lot of Dems are beside themselves today. I thought you said the full spelling of my name for a second, Lance a lot. I just use Lance. But yes, they are. But see, here's the thing. If Trump lost, would I be bent out of shape? Why was I leaning toward him more so? And people thought, who believed the press clippings about him, that I should be against him because of the lies spoken about him. Now, I'm not just going to give him blind allegiance because we're from the same place, roughly in the same neighborhood. But here's the thing. He's about policies that do affect my life. And some people say, well, listen, Lance, you're living in Africa right now. You're out and up in the mountains in Ghana. What is Donald Trump going to do for you to affect your life? Well, see, this is where most people didn't get into reading the fine print because of the emotionalism. Too much emotionalism. And so what do I mean now? Well, one of the things, first and foremost, that I applauded, because Kamala Harris said nothing of this, and she basically said nothing of note. What policy did she speak about? And really and truly, you know, she's pushing this whole thing about giving sex change operations to criminals that are locked up, and that has nothing to do with me. We want to deal with the things that have to do with us. And he does have a track record of getting things done in his last presidency. And I'm happy because of that, because in a few short months, in April, I turned 62 and I collect Social Security. Well, doesn't it make me feel good that possibly he stated that he wanted to remove all taxes on what you receive in Social Security? Well, why not? That's a good thing. On the other hand, under the Biden Kamala Harris regime, they were giving away our tax monies to illegal aliens who came in and using the money that you worked so hard for, gave it in, and oftentimes taxed too much. It's hard enough. I'm not going to say making ends meet, because some people are prosperous, some people have it tight, some things happen unexpectedly, emergencies, you have children, you have elderly people in our family, we get sick, our car gets stolen, whatever it may be. But the bottom line is, what about the things that affect us directly? And like I said earlier today on the show that I had in the morning wee hours, we have to be the president of our own lives. We have to be the one who cuts off front lawn grass, if we have that. We have to be the one to wash our dishes, wash our clothes. We have to be the one to make sure that we get up out of bed on time to get to work or wherever we are trying to go. We still have a responsibility to ourselves, no matter who is in office. And there are things that they will do and focus on that will affect us no matter where we are in the world. I'm all for that. Don't tax my Social Security check. I worked hard all my life, sacrificed all my life, and still sacrificing. Can a brother get a break? So when it's something like that that affects me directly, as opposed to and the cackling and telling you that they're not going to do anything that can help Black people if it doesn't help everybody. Of course, most of them are going to be bent out of shape because it was an anti-Trump thing. It wasn't about policy. And they didn't want to hear anything about policy because they ran their race all about Trump. She promoted Trump, even though she said many cutting bad things about Trump that weren't true. But she showed herself in that and didn't even have the balls to face her people, to give a speech, to concede that she lost. Will she ever? How arrogant. And could you imagine how she would have potentially sat down with world leaders after running a race like this? Vladimir Putin, if she had to sit down with him, a man's man, a straight up alpha / sigma male, sitting down with this woman who doesn't know her ass from her elbows. And Putin ain't looking to get any Monica Lewinsky treatment from Kamala Harris. That's her way of going to the top. Giving top was her way to get to the top, if you want to indulge in a little wordplay. I don't hate anybody, but come on. We already know when you live life the type of people who are around you. And that woman wouldn't have liked me at all just upon meeting me. How could you tell, Lance? I already know. I've dealt with Kamala Harris types all my life, even though she's a Hindu woman. Irish and Hindu, there are black women like her. Not all, but some. The modern black woman, as they say. I don't need a man. I have my car. I have my house. I have my career. You see what I mean? Those types loved her. And that was an opportunity to throw off on a brother like me, which doesn't matter because I'm independent in many ways. Independent, taken off the market. I don't care what a person says, as long as home is happy. I'm not going to insult anybody or throw off on anybody either. But I don't need that type of validation. And then when she got Barack Obama to come on in and we'll get him now, we'll chastise the black men and say that you're sexist for not wanting a woman in there. I know countless capable sisters, talented, exemplary, the pinnacle of their area of expertise, who I honor. And there are women who have crappy attitudes, who in their career I would still honor as being good at what they do. But just because you're good at what you do doesn't mean you have to carry this attitude that corporate America or the political world encourage you to have toward black men. We can't give Kamala Harris a pass, but at the same time, she's not a black woman, so it don't bother me anyway. But there are so many of our sisters who are like that. You can be the best. I encourage you to be the best you can be. If you seek out a certain particular career path, I'm behind you. I'm not intimidated by that. We're on the same team. But social media is there to convince us that we're not on the same team. And this is why half of you all who call yourselves Democrats are all messed up right now. I'm not here to say nah, 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 nah. You're hearing it in your head. Comments, 95% of them that were attacking me on various social media platforms. Attacking me personally. Personally. They went back and they deleted those comments. I wonder why. I guess it's the same spirit that Kamala Harris had when she couldn't face her people who supported her and went out for her, campaigned for her, knocked doors for her. What they said, I have no clue. I couldn't imagine if somebody asked those people who supported her in the Democratic Party, who may have mental health, suicide watch alert issues now, what did they say? Well, what are her policies? Did they cackle too? And look how the media made it seem as though this thing was so close. I don't care if they count from now till next year. It's not going to be as close. They're not going to overturn that. He won. but they kept you on the edge. And this is to show you how these algorithms work. Because right now, this very moment, it was pointed out to me by my dear sister. She said, go on Google. Okay, we're not talking YouTube now. Go on Google and see how much of the Trump victory for the presidency of the United States in 2024 you'll see out there. You'll see some things. But they're repressing it. See? That shows you how the media, as they push Kamala Harris so much, even they're sore losers. There are too many real people out there. And again, I'm not really a political guy, but because of this frenzy and what I do, and people want to know my opinion and my stance, I'm going to tell it like it is. I've been more engaged in this process now because of how they focused on dividing us up. See, they counted on social media so much in how they divided us. See, they divided us so much. The black woman against the black man. The black man against the black woman. And I do have to take up for the brothers because, see, the brothers, I can say that because I'm a brother. Barack Obama, I don't know. You kind of engineered there too. Coming in and them saying, oh, he's a community activist and grassroots. But as Judge Joe Brown said, he is the richest president ever. But they didn't say that. This is to show you the tomfoolery they put you through. And how they think we're stupid. And how they can hide things on the internet. Why they steer you toward a reality that never existed. And some of us, and mainly those Democrats who believed in that and attacked people who even said anything good about Donald Trump, they attacked us. Where are you now? Your girl couldn't even meet up with you after the election was over. After Trump was declared the winner, where'd she go? She's probably hiding under a table somewhere. Shivering uncontrollably. Locked in a room. They're knocking on the door for her and she's whimpering. She's going to wear a mask for good now. She's going to get one of them special masks made. She's going to walk around with a man's mask. She doesn't want to be seen in public. They told her what to say all along, and she couldn't even speak without a teleprompter. Now they have to tell her what to say. And we're going to read those expressions and the nasty things that she said. Is she going to continue with that? Because see, if I say something to, I'm not saying you personally who are listening to this, but if I say something nasty to you, I'm going to stick by it. There's no way to unnasty something nasty that you said. So if I say it, that means I'm going to have to face it after the fact. If I happen to righteously cuss you out, it'll be laced with nothing but fact. You don't see a chocolate cake that's made of just icing. There's got to be cake in there. So if a few of my words are spicy, there's a whole lot of truth cake under those words and that icing. Trust and believe. But how's she feel now? How does Joe Biden feel? Is he going to come out and say anything? He's still the president of the United States right now. How is that going to be when he is supposed to walk out and they go through the ceremony when Trump takes the presidency and he goes into office? Oh, I can't wait to see that. I think Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are going to claim that they're sick and can't attend. After all that was said, Biden saying that Trump supporters are garbage. Really? So I guess most of the country is garbage because the majority of the people voted for him. You can't take that back. We don't mind people saying things when they're candidates on either side. You know, it can keep it from getting boring. But you said that Trump supporters are garbage. I guess the garbage let you know by their actions. You see what I mean? Be careful what you say. But seriously, how stable and secure is your life if this election and the results of it has you so bent out of shape, right? I mean, the things that we want, like I said, a few months I start to get my Social Security. I worked all my life for that. It's still around. It would be nice to not have that tax to see a full check and to know that, you know, my tax money is not going to people who didn't deserve it or earn it. And I don't mind being taxed. I don't mind tightening the belt if it's for a good reason, collectively, right? But that's unnecessary. And Kamala Harris saying, we're going to correct that. Well, you're already vice president. And people come to her aid. Well, the vice president doesn't really have the power to do anything. Well, you the vice president. If Biden was to leave this earth right now, you'd be the president. You know, I don't wish bad on anybody, but imagine if that happened. That's his only escape. He'd really play like he has Alzheimer's now or dementia, right? To escape that chastisement. I can't wait. I hope. But imagine if something happens to him like that and Kamala Harris, until Donald Trump takes the presidency, she becomes president. Imagine that. And from what I'm hearing, Biden was never in her corner anyway. So she's really alone. Wow. I hope she hears that song. What's the song there? Was it by Johnny Mathis or who made this song? Yes, it's over. Call it a day. Now my words say, I am happy that it ended this way. Too much, too little, too late. Yes, it's over. It's over. That's a duet by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. If it wasn't for copyright issues on YouTube when you play music or have someone else's content, I would play that. Matter of fact, I'm going to probably go on over to my TikTok page and put a picture of the both of them and play that song. They won't knock me for it. They might supply that song if I can find it. There's no gloating here. But like I've said before, I've said it on countless social media platforms. Whoever is the president, it doesn't matter. It matters for what you want. But if they back out and don't give you what you want, see, I can't stop the taxes from coming out of the Social Security check, right? I have to eat that. But I'm going to live good. And I don't mean just chasing material, the material items. I'm talking about good meaning balanced. Ain't no damn politician gonna cause me any mental health stress. No, it's not gonna happen. Because within me is the God force. And when you have that running full throttle, it's nice that the system in the world can kind of work along like a sailboat who had the winds going against it when it wanted to move forward. Now the winds come from behind and help to push you there a little easier. You've been on airplanes before, most of you. And they may say in a 3-hour flight that it's going to be 3 hours to get there. And then you're shocked after 2 hours and 30 minutes, it says prepare for landing. Because the atmosphere was just right. The winds helped to push the plane where it was going to go anyway. See, I'm going places anyway. I'm not saying that in a condescending way, like I'm going places. I'm going to be rich and famous. I don't desire to be famous. I don't desire to be rich just to be rich. Because past the point of financial saturation, what's the difference? If I had $5 million and $5 billion, it's pretty much the same for me, although I know the 5 million can spend out quick. But if I maintain a certain mindset of balance, money is not going to give me peace of mind. It will give me peace of mind to a point as far as what you pay out in the man-made engineered world. But past a certain point of saturation, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to make me live with myself in my past decisions, in my past regrets, if I have any, or if you have any. It's not going to change anything. So we overstate the power of politics most of the time in our life. And I found that the nasty race that Kamala Harris ran and all the things that people were saying and throwing off on you and putting their nose up in the air, like I said, don't forget how these people treated you. I'm talking about friends of yours, acquaintances, co-workers, how they showed their ass to you because of this damn election. If somebody tried to stab you in the back, I mean, they had the knife up and they're behind you and you were in front of them with your back turned and they're ready to drop that knife in the back of your spine and possibly paralyze you. But you have a mirror in front of you. And you saw in the reflection of the mirror what was about to happen and you moved out of the way. And because of your actions or your reactions, caused them not to do it. They could have came after you and tried to stab up anything, but they tried to do it on the slide. They put the knife back in their pocket and started smiling. I was just trying to play a little joke on you. You're right. You were trying to stab me. You attempted to do this. You weren't successful, but you attempted to do this. So anybody, you catch them doing something as a grown, sane adult, whether they're running around town with your name in their mouth and trying to smear your character, whether they're trying to siphon finances from you in a wayward way because they have access to it on a job or a business of yours, or you catch them looking at your man a certain way or looking at your woman a certain way. These are not mistakes. You know what it is that you see. Don't let these fools convince you something else. So these people who show their backside to you because of this race, they're still there. Don't let them go covert on you and try to be a shapeshifter where you know, wait, ain't no well, you know nothing. And you can still deal with them, but you know how to deal with them. You know how deep to go with them. The biggest thing that I got from this election, you know, the day-to-day things that they say, and you write an article about it, and you know, I got all kind of Kamala videos and articles out and stuff about this race, but it was always from a unique angle. It was never really a political thing because I would express things that dealt with us as a people. Even if I started out in a roundabout way, there's always some type of perspective that I thought had some validity to it. I don't want to be a talking head. I don't want to be a guy who just goes out there and says the same damn thing. People copying each other. No. There's no script with me. I may jot down some notes and go down the list, which I'm going to do maybe in an hour or two. I'm going to come back live again or record something. You know, there's more content coming. I just threw up 3 shorts. I got 3 more to throw up after this. Like I said, when I have the time, we're going to get down because it's effortless. My mind never stops thinking. If there's something I don't think is worthy, I'm not putting it up. Kelly Land, back in the house. Welcome home. Yes, I told you I was going to come back on, and this is really going to be short. In a few minutes, I will get off, not because you came on. I want to stay on longer, but I will be back on maybe about 2 or 3 hours. Man, there's so many dragonflies out here. Y'all can't see them. This doesn't pick up. Man, dragonflies are my friend. I used to be terribly afraid of them, but they kill mosquitoes. So after I almost lost my life in 2019 to malaria, I appreciate the dragonflies. As a kid, I was so scared of them. I thought they bit because the way they look so fierce. I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to be around all of that. Now I see them, and I'm glad to see them. Protection. Yes. Yes, you're so right. Let me put that up on the screen. One thing I can say, brother, is they're promoting and birthing narcissism. Oh, I got to talk about that too. I got to talk about that later too. It's like it used to be a narcissist back in the day, whether it was several decades ago or whatever. Those who had the wisdom and the discernment to understand what that was, because, you know, most people didn't know what that was. A narcissist, what are you talking about? All they would do is look at the picture of the person holding the mirror and they're in love with themselves. It went deeper than that. And I've done shows and I've done articles on it, but I think I would like to go deeper on that. But I do have something else I want to speak about in a couple of hours. But it's like the majority of people now are narcissists, especially in the younger age groups coming up in this social media thing and the filters and we're living this illusionary life. And we want to control people. We have to be the one to get the attention. We have to be, it's just so weird. We're mentally sick walking around here. Really and truly. Most of the time you meet new people and you have your guard up like a rope-a-dope. When Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope George Foreman, like, okay, you cool, we're talking, but I got my guard up. Used to be where you didn't have to have your guard up because you know they can only go but so far with you in your life before they try something bad, but they're good people out here. But now you have to approach with caution. And after a while, now you don't approach at all. Mad guns forever, the SCURVinator in the house. But now you don't really want to approach at all. You don't even want people to approach you. Oh, yeah, okay, all right, yeah, good day, see you later on. And that forces us to be more reclusive. But we are social creatures made to vibrate with one another. And this is what makes me feel good to have such a wonderful family here, which I'm not just going to say online because I can feel your energy. We just may not have met in person, but you're here and I can feel your energy. Energy is not relegated to any one geographical spot. No way. How do we explain that mother who's laying in the bed fast asleep and she jumps up in the middle of the night, grabbing her chest, oh, my baby. Her baby might be a 27-year-old man who might have gotten shot in the foot in the nightclub at that very moment, and she felt it because of the connection, and he might be living in a different state. We vibrate, we communicate, we feel each other. See? Now the charge on my gadget here is getting very low. I don't want to end it, but I will. I'm coming back. I'll probably come back on the inside, maybe show my face a little bit, but there's some points that I want to speak on, and you'll see what the topic is. And it will smash a lot of the falsehoods that are out here. There are many of these hollow people who are an empty vessel, who don't have a soul. It's a lot of us Black people who do not have souls. And their purpose is to heed the commands of the negative forces out here and coming your way. And here you are saying, oh, yes, my Black sister. Oh, yes, my Black brother. Not all of them, because I know we got some real ones here. Right? And you open up your life because you figure you found someone who is a kindred spirit, who understands what it's like, because supposedly you assume that you've gone through the same things, but they ignore that. And this is why for Black folks, the most people who will wreak havoc in your life are other Black people. Don't forget this whole Kamala syndrome. How Black people are like zombies. You choose who you want to choose. But you can't tell me why. You see? You can't tell me why? Anyway, I got some clothes I'm going to take off the line. I'm going to eat a little something. I'm going to throw up a few more shorts. That's a little, little jelly on the jam. A little jelly on top of the peanut butter. We'll scrape out a little bit of the jelly off the side of the jar. You make the peanut butter and jelly, say, you got a whole lot of peanut butter. You're like, oh man, I don't want to go out to the store. Let me just scrape out. I don't want a knife. Let me get a spoon. Then you put your finger around that edge and throw it down in the sandwich. Say, okay, I'm all right for now. But my charge is going low. I'm going to charge it up and charge everything up. That's my pet peeve. Before I go to bed, plug everything in. I hate going outside with my battery block at 30%. It's got to be, everything's got to be 100. If I have any flaw, that's my hang up. Even if I don't plan on doing anything, but I'm always ready to do. Always, wherever I go. Always got some way of recording, some way of vibing, some way. I just love that. It's a free flow. I'm not competing with anybody. I'm not trying to do more than anybody. This is effortless for me because this is what I do. Like Mike Tyson coming back at 58 years old to fight in 2 weeks. He's not what he used to be, but with training hard, look at him. he will still beat the majority of the people in the world. So before I go off and start ranting, I'm at 7% right now. Let me go on and charge this thing up. And we're going to chat later on. Even if it's right before I go to sleep, we're going to chat. I'm going to record something, and we're going to come live and chat. I'm going to see what's going on out there. But just, again, notice how Google is not pushing the Trump victory in this election. Whether you support it or not, look how the algorithms can mold how you think, because, look, when you look out the window of your home, especially as a child, you look out the window and you judge the world and what's going on outside by what you see. We forget that they control what we see when we submit our minds to Google or YouTube. You see what I mean? This is what they offer. It may not be the reality. One restaurant offers a little bit, another one offers more. And they pull that back to minimize it. And they want to push their foolishness on us. But again, our lives should be full. We should be in full control of our lives. And no matter what goes on in politics, we are free to pursue a balanced, healthy, full life. And there's no policy, there's no politician, there's no racist, there's no anybody out there who can stop me. And we know, we should know. And I think a lot of those Democrats don't have that feeling because they're hollow. We got to depend on Kamala. You even notice this entity who I feel is a high-level witch. Yeah, I said it. You know I'm going to say it. Hindu, Indian, late Irish, whatever they call it, to pass her off as black. I do feel she has some black in her. That's not the majority. And it's not even about, and really and truly, it's not even about the race. But don't try to pass her off as being a sister. If she was a white woman and spoke the right thing. You know that white lady that's always defending black people and telling people they erased a whole crowd of people. I forgot what her name is. You all know you are racist, right? And this white lady, I don't know, she could be racist too, working off her guilt. If it was that woman, though, by what I see, I'd vote for her. Black people are not dumb. This is 2024, y'all. And I'm at 6% now. Let me get my butt out of here, y'all. I'll be back. I couldn't wait to get on. But just know that I'm home today. I have nothing major to do. I do have some things I want to do, but it's minor. Okay, now what did I do here? Why is this thing not acting right? Hold on a second. What the heck is going on? All right, let's see. There we go. There we go. All right, y'all. Let me get out of here. It's what time is it now? Oh man, my screen is getting dark. This is not good. I may just have to end this abruptly because my power is getting real low and we can't have that. Anyway, much love to you all. Take care. LANCESCURV out. Peace.